you were just mentioning you're on the road. Where am I reaching you now?
I'm in Chicago right now. Just going to the set of The Bear.
Oh, nice. Very cool. So, yeah. I mean, clearly everyone's buzzing about The Bear right now. What's it like getting back on set?
It's amazing. It's, we all love each other and we enjoy making the show, and it's every day's a good day,
Why do you think that the critics and fans have fallen so deep in love with the show?
I think because the human connection, good and bad, and like seeing people, be themselves. We have good days, we have bad days. It's about showing up and trying your best. And, if you have a bad day, that's not it. The game isn't over. So we got to just keep kind of going, and people around us inspire us, and we want to try to be the best people. And I think a lot of people see that. And I think a lot of people feel like small businesses feel that. And, every day is an uphill battle. And, I think there's a lot of human connection with the show. And I think that's partially why I feel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel that's partially why people appreciate you so much, because of that authentic human connection.
Well, it's the most difficult thing is trying to be yourself, and I think I'm lucky that I had the parents I had that really allowed me to be who I am, and natural, and feeling good with who I am. And, I'm just, I guess, able to continue to do things in a way that I love doing things. And, I don't know. It's the only way. I feel I only know one way to do things, I guess.
Well, I think that's what makes it so awesome. And that's possibly the reason why I appreciate you and your content so much. And I've been following you for such a long time, is because of that, authentic feel. We live in a world right now. Everything is so, photogenic, and everything has to be so perfect. And I feel as though that the Matty Matheson that I got to know, through Parts and Labor, and even before that, has been real ever since. You've been true to the game. I don't know if that's the way to say it, but I mean.
No, thank you. I don't know. Yeah. Like, I'm just trying, everyone, it's funny, like everyone's searching to be like original, and everyone's searching to have this pitch perfect thing. But I think the pitch perfectness is you. Like if everyone was just themselves, everyone would be original. And like, it's that easy. It's that difficult. It's whatever it is. But I think it's, I love people. I love doing things. I love being loud. I love being funny. I love being kind and quiet, and I think it's just like, and I love showing, dumb photos of me and being who I am and whatever, like, like I don't really care. I feel like that's the good stuff,
You just said a moment ago how, it's hard for small companies, and, in a context that you just launched your new food company, Matheson Food Company. I mean, of course, like a true foodie, I went to the stores and I cooked a few of your products, the barbecue sauce especially. Love the fact that you're using maple syrup, the olive dressing. I tried and loved, I have to put this in big letters, your mac and cheese. I mean, I was raised on KD. What inspired you to launch your own line of food products in such a hard food-related environment?
Well, I think it's like, I don't know. I see everything as like a piece of me. And I think it's like, I've made content so people can like hear me and laugh with me. And I think a lot of people do or have kind of like gotten into food. I've made it kind of on the ground floor and accessible, I feel. And, and then writing books is like one thing. And then I was just like, like if I could really connect with, because I just want to try to connect with people and make people feel good and make people feel the way that I feel when I get, when I get things from people that I love and admire. And I think it's, I think getting into the food space is kind of like one of the last puzzle pieces, to be honest. And I think it's, growing up, eating mac and cheese and eating, ribs that are baked in the oven with like a nice barbecue sauce. And like, I don't know, just like real kind of, it's like people can't afford to eat in restaurants every day. People can't afford, you know, like, and I think realistically, everybody wants to just eat at home and have something delicious. So I think we spend a lot of time trying to make our food delicious and real. And even like with our mac and cheese, like it's just like I love the mouth feel. So like I love our pasta so much.
Absolutely.
And I think it's like that's one of the things that I really love. And I think it's just like even like when I used to like eat KD, you know, like I would like, you know, add it and like do whatever. And I think that type of food and the type of food that we're making is just like a blank canvas in itself. We're just setting you up at one spot, and then, you know, you can take it in so many different ways, you know? And I think Matheson Food Company and everything I do is just like stuff that I love and like things that I want to share with people on a like actual genuine level.
Absolutely. It's such an approachable way of seeing food, but you're in a mass-produced line. How does that differ then from creating dishes for a restaurant setting, for example?
This takes a lot more time, to be honest. Getting flavors right, getting flavors and recipes for large scale right. You know, like we started testing all this stuff like 2 years ago.
Wow.
And just going back and forth and measuring and tasting and sending and doing everything. We're like, restaurants, you don't really have that time to do that.
Yeah.
And I think and you're cooking a la minute. You're cooking in the moment. You're every single nuance that's happening in that kitchen is going to determine a good dish or a bad dish. And so it's just like in that moment, it's like way more intense and way more skill set, like to the individual every single day. But developing a cohesive dish that's delicious and sound and that can be executed multiple times a night to the same spec is very difficult too. But I think it's just like the difference is like the amount of time that we've spent on developing flavors and things going back and forth from co-packers and not allowing just like, is this good? Like even like our distributors, like we've never worked with people that take as much time as you guys do to like say yes to some product. And we're like, you know, I got 2 full-time chefs working on this and a team that's working on it. And, you know, it's a lengthy process, you know.
I'm hearing distribution as being a challenge. Of course, time is always a challenge when you're dealing with food. But what was the initial challenge when within that 2 years where you were trying to develop? Was it, you know, texture wise? You talked about flavor. What was your number one challenge in there that you were just, or something that you weren't going to let go that you absolutely wanted to have in the end product?
I just really wanted something that was forever, you know? And that's the thing is like especially with like how bold our branding is and it's my family name. I really wanted to make my family proud and make my children proud and my parents and all my relatives. It's like, I really it's a different kind of pressure. And I think it is, you know, it's everything like making the maple molasses where it's like, you're tasting maple molasses. You're not just tasting maple. Yeah. You're not just tasting molasses. You're not just tasting barbecue. What is it? What is the flavor cold? What is the flavor hot?
Wow.
What is the flavor cooked on chicken? What is the flavor cooked on fish? And you're just thinking about every single, like, do you take the barbecue sauce out of the fridge and squeeze it into a little bowl and dip chicken nuggets in it? And it's amazing. And if you roast chicken thighs in the oven, is it equally as amazing? Like, there's a lot of different things that you can do with sauces, barbecue sauces, and even salad dressings.
Oh, the olive dressing. Absolutely. Yeah.
the olive dressing is like based off like my mother-in-law. She always made this like green olive, and I've written about it in my cookbooks and stuff. But to be able to take that recipe, because then you're dealing with acid, you're dealing with a lot of things that like vinegars and things, and like it is a you give people a recipe out of a cookbook, and it shows up, and it's not even the recipe out of the cookbook. But then you have to like. There's a lot of back and forth.
Yeah, a lot of tasting and testing. Yeah, it's like a science lab at the same time. But then again, it's interesting how you say it's maple syrup, it's maple molasses, it's vinegar, it's real ingredients. I mean, when I look at the list of ingredients for something that's mass produced, that's available in Walmarts or grocery stores, I'm impressed. The list is short and the ingredients are real. Was that a challenge as well?
It's kind of just price, like, honestly, like to lift the veil on all, like, if you want to use real ingredients, you're going to have to pay a couple bucks more a bottle, like it's just, that's all it is. It's just like, do you want to be a price point, a certain price point that is available to every single person? Then you're unfortunately not going to use great ingredients, because to hit low prices, that's what it is. And so it's just like, I was just like, well, I need it to be good. I need it to be real. I need it to be delicious. So I never work from a price point backwards. I'm always like, I want to start with, I'm happy with this product. Now let's figure out how low we can get it, and I think like that is the challenge, is like, I always want to have kind of like the best product at the least amount to the most people, like that's a pretty good mantra to have. And I think it's like, good doesn't have to be expensive, but I don't think good is ever going to be cheap. And, so I don't know. You just start with good stuff and work backwards from there. Okay.
With all this talk about food, I'm getting a little hungry. What's just out of curiosity, what's your personal pleasure meal when you're not cooking professionally or creating content, or for example, in a setting where you are on set all day?
I don't know. I think really good sushi is always nice. I think that's really nice. I also love, like in Chicago, like, there's this, I think
deep
if
dish?
I'm going like,
are you going deep dish?
Well, we'll go like once a season to get a deep dish, but I think, Chicago has an unlimited amount of amazing steakhouses. And I think, I love steakhouses. I love how kind of easy it is and how iconic it is. And, I'm happy to always just go get a couple of crab legs and shrimp cocktail and a wedge salad and a little ribeye, and maybe a little, chocolate cake for dessert, or, like I'm a sucker for just like a simple steakhouse dinner,
I love that. You sort of hinted a little bit at the beginning of the conversation. You kind of said that, that's it. That's the ultimate goal for you, the Matheson Food Company. What's next? Is there something else? I kind of feel like you've done it all.
I think I'm good.
Yeah.
I think the last couple years have been very interesting, and a lot of ups and downs. And I'm really proud that, like, since the pandemic, we have been able to do, and during the pandemic even, been able to do what we've been able to do. And now I think we got a lot, and I think it's control it and make it real and make it long lasting and make it meaningful. And I think that's it. Now the hard work, the fun of creating and getting things going and starting things is one thing, but continuously making something happen, on a level that, supports a lot of people, is a whole other game. And that the real game of business is very different than Instagram posts and all the stuff that a lot of people see. So I think focusing on team and focusing on, making things real and making things, consistent and great is our goal now,
Wow. Matty Matheson, thank you so much for your time. I truly appreciate this conversation.
Thank you so much. Have a beautiful day.
And have fun filming The Bear. Looking forward to the next season and seeing you on Instagram and everywhere. Hope you come to Quebec soon. Here's me crossing my fingers we see you in Quebec at some point.
I'll have a cookbook tour in October, so I'm sure I'll be in Quebec.
I'll be calling for sure. Merci.
All right. Okay, take care.
Bye. Thank you, Matty. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
You too. Bye-bye.